Your girl dot Shell, and I just wanted to come on here with a quick message, and I hope that whoever this needs to be in front of, whoever needs to hear this, I pray that this is something that will resonate with you and stick with you. So last night, I went to a skating ring, a well-known skating ring in Atlanta, and when I went there, I was just, having a good time like I typically do, because I go there alone a lot. And when I go there alone a lot, of course, like I always know that God is covering me, right? So I end up going to, and I always pray on my way there, pray like in the midst, because I know it's a lot of young folks who are unhinged nowadays, and a lot of them, go skating and stuff like that. So, I just don't want to be put in a position where I have to either do something crazy or get something done. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I had was skating, and I had got a urge, a deep feeling to like go home. And right when I was about to get off the floor, a song came on that I really liked, but I had already had a real feeling I needed to go home. Didn't know why I was having that feeling at that moment, but I knew it was like a tug, like go home. So I skated a little longer because I heard the song, so I skated a little longer, kind of ignored that intuition, that feeling that God gave me, right? And a lot of times we ignore what God has sent us that He gave us instantly, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here to tell whoever, like when God gives you a message, please listen. And so the next time go around, another song came on, and it was a song that I still liked eventually, but I kept feeling that tug, and I just looked around. I don't know why I looked around. I just looked around and was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. So I got off the floor. Typically when I get off the floor, before I do, because I do come alone, but I know people there, so I'll be like saying my goodbyes, like bye y'all, see y'all later, whatever the case may be, right? But last night, I just didn't do that. Like I just had the feeling, go home. Like these people know you fool with them or whatever the case may be, go. So I'm like, okay. So I'm moving faster than I typically do when I'm putting on my shoes, and I'm not playing it in my head that I'm doing it. I'm just doing it kind of thing. So I'm just kind of moving faster, putting everything on, getting out the door, going to my car, letting it, I let it warm up, but not really. It was like kind of like an instant urge to get up out of there. And so, of course, I had no clue why I needed to go home. And typically, I leave about 10 to 15 minutes later than I did. Because it would have been probably like 20 something minutes if I would have listened when I first got the feeling. So I end up leaving. One of my friends contacted me like, hey, are you okay? Like, I'm just trying to make sure you're okay because of such. And I'm like, she checks on me, but like it was a different kind of check. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, what happened? So there ended up being like a fight that broke out, and broken out, and someone got shot. And God bless the family and the beautiful lady that did get shot. And I pray that God does His one with her and restores her. But this just goes to show, like, so she was just, telling me about what happened, kind of thing. One of my other friends hit me up and was like, hey, I just want to check on you, okay? Like, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like confused because I got a little bit of detail from her. So he gave me like more detail. And I'm like, wow. And she said, I'm pretty sure you left. My other friend, my first friend, she said, I'm pretty sure you left 10 minutes before this happened. You had to have left 10 minutes before, because we were talking on the floor, me and her. And then she didn't see me for a second. And then I told her around the time that I left. She said, like, you missed the whole thing happening by 10 minutes. But granted, you guys, the way that I walk that way, to get out, and I'm always by myself typically, you know what I'm saying? And you could get caught in a crossfire. Bullets have no name, right? And that's what happened to the beautiful lady. But it's what I was told, because I wasn't there, of course, right? So, but just needless to say, I know that it was shooting there, and that's why you have to listen when God tells you something, because what if I would have been there? Because God always sees things and knows everything before you do. So what if I had been there and I had been the one who was that, you know what I'm saying? But it was a big urge for me to go home. And typically I never feel that way. Like the one of the last shootings that did happen there, I end up not going. And that's when I used to go every Sunday, and I just did not go. It's so crazy how things work, but like, you have to listen to God. When God is telling you to do something, when he's telling you, listen, wake up. Like, this world is getting wicked, and a lot of these people are not right up here. So you need to get right in here with Christ and create that vertical relationship, because God will give you all the signs you need necessary to protect you. You just have to be listening. You have to hear his voice. And if you have too much blockage, you can't hear, man. And I know that I needed to send this message, because although I don't know how it went down, thank the Lord, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't there. But it's just the simple fact of the matter is, I didn't know why I was getting that tug, but I was being obedient, and I knew that I was supposed to go. And I never really go that early unless I'm hurt, like because I got into an accident, so I had an injury, so my knees sometimes be like, I can't skate no more. But it was not like that last night. But I just had an urge, like, go home, go home, go home. Hearing my sons want to stay on the floor, but I kept it was like my body didn't even want to skate no more to the songs that I love. So it was weird. And so I'm like, okay, I'm finna just go. And I left, and all that happened 10 minutes after I left. Tell me God ain't real. Like, God is him, period, point blank. Because I would have been leaving out when it happened. Because I leave out around that time that she said it went down. So I would have been leaving out around that time. Look at God. Love y'all. Bye.